that we have reached capacity. And because we have reached capacity, I am putting a link into the chat where brothers can watch the meeting. Okay. Send them this link. They will not be able to get into the room directly. And I'm so sorry. I obviously uh, can't fix it in the middle of the meeting. But if you would kindly distribute that YouTube link to brothers to be able to watch live, that's the most brotherly thing that I can do at the moment. Thank you so much for allowing me to make that adjustment. And so, with that said, uh, let me sort of uh, say a couple of things here. One of them is uh, I want to acknowledge how people have been impacted. I don't want to miss the opportunity to acknowledge that while we are getting ready to center those who have lost their homes, there are people who have had to evacuate and had nowhere to go. There are people who have opened up their homes and are now over occupied in their places of residency. There are brothers and family members and loved ones that are on the front lines at this very moment, fighting to spare life, to spare resources. Some of them on hour 48. Um, and there are also brothers whose mothers and fathers, they didn't lose their home, their parents lost their home. And so people have to wrestle with the loss of the place where they experience adolescence and shared significant moments. There are people who have lost schools and lost places where they got married and where they uh, have experienced other significant activity. So I don't want to miss the opportunity. There are also people who are experiencing today power outage, and that may not be a significant deal to everybody here, but some of them will not receive electricity again for the duration of this week. And they are trying to find a way to keep their homes warm and trying to find a way to do normal and regular activity. So I don't want to miss the opportunity to acknowledge that. The last two things I wanted to be sure that I said, and if you have some things that we need to just verbalize, please put it in the chat because I don't want anybody to get on this line and feel like you haven't been seen or that we are not thinking about you in this call to action, brothers. We want to know what it is that you've experienced. Please put it in the chat. I also want to make sure that we don't gloss over the fact that for some people, air quality disruption activates health complications. And so there are people who are having trouble breathing and concern for loved ones in that way. And the last and maybe not as highlighted thing are the schools are closing. Now, I don't know, but if you got kids that normally go to school and they ain't gonna be in school for a minute, that certainly causes some concern. And so we want to acknowledge all of those different ways that brothers are being impacted. And some of their lives will never be the same. And so we hold that in solace. We reverently consider that sacred space that we're getting the opportunity to support, and we proceed from that point. All right, please share that YouTube link. All right, let's start here. Let me look at the participant list. Boy, if there's some brothers who have been impacted, they can't get in the room. Uh, who is here? Because I'm trying to look at my participant list. Brother Heyman, Brother Alfred Heyman, are you here? Please come off mute.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, Brother Heyman.
Okay.
I'm going to spotlight you. Would you kindly introduce yourself and share with us
Uh,
your story, please?
Hopefully you guys can see me. I haven't used Zoom in a minute, so I don't know if you can see me or not, but
Yeah.
at
Bring
least
your
you can
face
hear me.
closer to the camera, and I think you will appear.
Can you see me?
Lean
Oh,
in. There you
wow.
go. There you
Okay.
go. You can see
Yeah,
me.
the lighting here sucks, so my apologies. Um, I'm not sure what the format
Would you
is. That
just
kind
would
of
you just introduce yourself and
Oh,
tell
okay.
us? We're trying to get an understanding of what your experience was. It doesn't have to be long. I don't want to tell your story for you,
All
but if you
right.
share with the brother.
Um, just real short and simple. My wife and I moved up to Altadena back in December of '97, and we've experienced the Santa Ana winds, the hot and dry and the cold seasons, the sporadic brush fires over that time. So this is nothing new to us. What happened Tuesday and Wednesday was off the charts, unprecedented. I've talked to first responders in Pasadena. Some of the cats have retired, and they've said in the decades that they've uh, been firefighters that they've never seen anything quite like this. And as you can tell, you've all watched the news. Um, these homes went up with the quickness. If anybody knows what Altadena used to look like 2 weeks ago, if you remember going down to the Christmas fair back in December, what the downtown part of Altadena looked like over on Mariposa, what it looks like now, it looks like someone dropped a bomb right there. This looks like Iraq, Beirut, whatever. Um, I found a way to take some side streets and back roads to get to our street over on Mount Curve. And when I left Tuesday night about at 11:30, the trajectory of the fire seemed to be going up and over the foothills, maybe to the backside of, of Palmdale. The winds whipped up to maybe 75 miles an hour, if not higher. They seem to be higher because you really couldn't even stand up straight. I'm over 200 pounds and I couldn't even stand up straight. So you were kind of like holding, hope against hope. I went back to the pad to check the house one more time just to try and grab some, whatever I could think of. And you're really not thinking in terms of like, this may be the last time that you're touching your doorknob. This may be the last time you're turning off the powers to the lights, or you're disconnecting this, that, and the other. You don't think like that because you've been through the same dance before, time and time again. I said a prayer going down the stairs, put my hand on the front door and got into my car. And I was the last vehicle to leave my particular neighborhood because we wanted to check just to make sure that all of our that our infirmed and retired people were out and evacuated, because that's what you do. You don't really need somebody to tell you to be a good neighbor to go and do a welfare check and go and knock on doors when you know these people. You know who's over 85, who's on your block. So we made sure all those people were addressed. And I got in the car and came down to my wife's mother's pad over here in LA. The next morning, I went up and found a way to get back into my particular neighborhood. And I think I shared some pictures with some of the bros in the chapter, and maybe those were kind of passed about. But to pull up in your driveway that you've gone into for almost 30 years, and all you can remotely identify is maybe the brickwork of your driveway or what's left of your staircase going to your door. There wasn't even a door. And I don't have any tears. I don't, man. I'm exhausted. I,
Uh,
I can't cry. It's a hell of a thing to lose your home, but you have to look at it in perspective, because they're still finding people up there now. I believe the body count is over 7. You can replace furniture, you can replace these things. You didn't come here with them, and when it's your time to leave, you're not leaving here with this stuff either. You can replace it, but you can't replace people that you love. The brothers that know my personal story, I don't even need to go into it, but you know where I'm coming from. You can't replace the people that you love. It's a hell of a thing to, have to fight the insurance companies now. And for the for the bros out there that have those resources and those contacts, please share them with the brothers who have lost homes, because we're going to need to go in, armed and know what to say, how to say it, how to present it, how to navigate through all this, because I have no doubt that the insurance companies are going to want to try and claim insolvency, or want to try and claim bankruptcy, or technicalities like, you had, maybe you had an extra outlet in your house and that contributed to the fire, or whatever type of BS that people will try and do. And on top of that, we have some, excuse me, but we have some dumb stuff about to happen on January 20th. And there's somebody about to set foot into the White House again who doesn't really have any love for California. And he's made that clear time and time again. So, we have a lot of work ahead of us. I want to pass this on to whoever's up next.
Sure.
This is really, it's heavy, but I mean, I the dudes that are here tonight on this Zoom, we're made for this. We're built for this. This is adversity. It's nothing new. It's funky. It's expensive. It's hard on the heart, but we're built for this.
Okay.
Brother Heyman, thank you so much. Y'all brothers, please leave your sentiments in the chat. We are navigating this real time. We're going to hear from, you don't have FaceTime, do you, Brother Sims? Brother Sims?
Dorsey,
Can you hear me?
can you hear me?
Yeah, do you have FaceTime, Brother Sims?
I do.
All right, I'm going to put you on FaceTime real quick.
Okay.
And we're going to do it that way. Answer the FaceTime. There we go. All right, brothers, this is Brother
What's up,
Sims.
brother?
Everybody see Brother Sims? Can y'all hear Brother Sims?
We can see them.
Talk,
Yeah,
say
you're-
something, Brother Sims.
You need to say something.
All right, so-
issue. It's a connection issue. Look at your phone.
Yeah, I can see it. Thank you so much, brother. It's on the screen. I have attempted to phone Brother Sims in since he can't get into this meeting. Okay. And so he's going to speak with us. Brother Sims, you back?
Give me 1 second. I'm connected to Wi-Fi so that the signal will be strong. I'm almost there. Can you hear me?
We can hear you good, brother.
And Brother Dorsey, you can let him know if he wants to log in. Some brothers have given up their spot to allow some so that he can get in.
Hey, Brother Sims.
Give me 2 seconds.
Brother Sims. Brother Sims. Listen to me.
Hello?
Listen to me. If you click the link, you could get in the room right now.
Okay.
All right, come on into the room. Click the link. We'll let you in. Click the link. All right, thank you, brothers, for doing that. We're doing the best that we can. While he is doing that, there's another brother on the line who is also impacted or who may have lost his home. I'm trying to remember his name. I'm scrolling through the names here, brother, so please bear with me. A lot of people in here.
Dorsey, I can talk.
Oh, there you are. Please talk.
Yeah. And let me see if I get my video working. Mentor Stallworth, Odyssey. Can you guys see me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So my family, we lost our family home of 38 years. My parents did. The home I was raised in on Loma Alta Drive, 600 West Loma Alta Drive. And there was 4 people living in the house. My parents, my 75-year-old father and 77-year-old mother, and my 13-year-old nephew and my sister were living in the house at the time. And it's been extremely tough. They had no time to to get anything out. We were, I was talking to them. I was looking at the fire map about midnight, and we were just talking on the phone. And we're like, well, and, you know, it's way on the other side of Altadena, and maybe we'll be able to make it. And I'll talk to you in the morning, and we'll see what we're gonna do. And then about 3:30 in the morning, the fireman came and knocked on my parents' door and said, "You get out, you guys got to go." And they literally, in the darkness, the power was out, fumbled in the darkness. Um, Smoke was everywhere. They found they managed to find the car keys, and they just left. And they left everything, lost everything. My dad, in the confusion, didn't even wasn't even to find his wallet and his glasses, and they just barely followed the lights of a faint tail light in the distance and was able to get out. But so that's been tough, losing all the things that you call home. That you know you even though I don't live there, I moved out. Me and my wife got married, and but that's always you know where you were raised, that was like the place where you know that's home. And I lost a lot of personal items. My parents lost a lot of family photos, a lot of things that you can't get back. But we're just gonna just manage. I'm just fortunate. My parents made it to us today, to our home. My wife and we've been just scrambling all day, trying to make room for everybody, and we just got my nephew settled in. I live in a 3-2, and we're gonna fit 8 people in a 3-2, and we're just gonna make it work. And that's what family does, and that's not even the question. But it's we got beds to buy, we got things to get. My parents still have nothing. They have the clothes on their back. I hugged my father today, and he smelled like smoke. He was still wearing the clothes. That's all he has. And so that's just tough. Um, but they're really, my parents are being really strong about the situation, and we're just trying to make do, and we're just trying to rebuy everything. We took them to Kaiser today, got their medications, so we got that secured. But we got a long road of just buying clothes, buying just things so they survive. My wife, we and I, we got toiletries, but we're just gonna just try to make do with just having them in our home. And this is our new home that we're going to have to establish as our new home base until we can get rebuilt. And I hope my father's house was fortunate enough to have fire insurance, but just like other brothers have stated, you don't know what insurance companies are going to do. So, anyways, that's just how we're. You know, some other brothers have been impacted. I was born and raised in Altadena, been there my whole life. Went to John Muir High School, and a lot of people on the call that from Pasadena, I know them, went to high school with them, and so I don't know, anything that you guys could support would be appreciated, and it's um, just well needed at this time. And I've been getting outpouring of phone calls and text messages, and they really mean a lot. They really mean a lot. Even if I don't get to respond or I'm busy, I just see it come across the screen, and it means a lot. That's all I want to say. But
Thank
yeah.
thank you so much, Mentor. And brothers, please share sentiments in the chat. Thank you so much, Mentor. That's meaningful that you would share in that way. I'm going to welcome Brother Sims to do something similar.
Thank you, brothers. And you know, I want to send my love to the Stalwarts. Mentor was my youth soccer teammate before we went to high school together, and so it's heartbreaking to hear these stories. We live maybe 10 blocks down on Highview and Palm, and similarly left in the middle of the night, thinking we would be able to come back and grab our belongings, or at least some special things, birth certificates and other things, and came back to a neighborhood that had been leveled, and just devastation everywhere. We did not lose the most important things, and that's family. And so I'm just grateful that I have my wife, my children, my parents, but certainly earthly possessions went up in flames. And so we've spent the day in the last few days really organizing and trying to get information out to families, working with the NAACP to fill up donation locations, specifically at the Flint Ridge Center. We've been working to amass a comprehensive list of families who have been impacted, and so I know Brother Gay is loading documents like that. Um, I think we've been focused, and the focus of my family has just been on being together and trying not to get caught. I've had a range of emotions, but have been stilled by the brotherhood and the kindness that brothers across the state, in both Zeta Beta Lambda and Eta Pi Lambda and my undergraduate chapter, Alpha Phi in Atlanta, have shown. But we want to be a resource, and so we'll continue to add names and families to that list. We're sharing it with GoFundMe. We're sharing and in conversation with the executive team at GoFundMe to prioritize these families on this list. We're in conversations with people like Joteka Edie at the OWN Network, with Derek Johnson from the NAACP, and other folks. And so, I've been blessed by Alpha. I've been blessed by the Altadena and Pasadena. And so trying to leverage the relationships to bring blessings back to the city.
Thank you so much, Brother Sims. Are there any other impacted brothers on the line that I just have not been able to acknowledge or celebrate? Please don't let me miss. I feel like Ray Kaiser might have been one. Am I wrong, Ray?
I was going to talk about the insurance perspective. I've been in the
Oh,
insurance industry for,
okay. Wait. No, don't do that. Don't do that yet, please.
okay.
It's not the time for that. I want to be sure to get to anyone else who just happens to be on the line that was impacted. This is important for us y'all need to see each other. We need to see our brothers. You understand? And we need to hold the space just for them. So please, I want to be sure. Brother Gay, are there any of your other members who cannot get into this room?
I don't think there's anybody else on right this second. Let me check real quick, okay?
Okay, please do that. Now, are there any people on the line who have had to evacuate your homes? If so, please, or if your families have had to evacuate, would you kindly put an emoji up or something so I can see where you are in the room? It's people you connected to have had to evacuate. We're doing good on time. I just want to be sure that we see each other. Anyone? Anyone had to evacuate?
Had her brother had evacuated.
Brother Dorsey.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Just put an emoji up. It'll give me, I can much better manage this if you would just put an emoji up so I can see. There's one. All right. I'm seeing one. Ian, would you just kindly share briefly about that?
Yeah, very briefly. My cousin lives in Pasadena, just a bit south of Altadena, but north of the 210 freeway, and she had to evacuate. I talked to her yesterday. She really doesn't know anything about her residence. I'm standing on belief that it's still there, but I honestly don't know. I have a talkative family, so if something did happen, it would get to me in 5 minutes. So to me, no news is good news, but still praying for that. And, just my heart goes out to anyone that had to evacuate, does know that they lost their place. God bless all of you. So.
Well, sure, Brother Quick, please, quickly. Brother Quick, if you could come off mute because we can't hear you.
Roger that. All right. Thank you, Brother Dorsey, just for the quick moment, sir. I really appreciate you leading this. This has been so important. Just the spirituality and emotion state of mind of what brothers are going through in our communities and our families. Thank you, Brother Metellus, our General President. Thank you, Brother Tillman, past General President, for being on the call with us. Shows the great spirit, just Alpha nationwide. But I do want to just share that Brothers of Zada Lambda are on standby. We do have Brother Burse, who has had to relocate into Chadsworth as a result of the Woodland Hills expansion and for the fire. We have brothers also in Simi Valley that's kind of on standby. We definitely want to extend support to Brother Gay and Ada Pi Lambda. You guys call on us. We're on standby. I sent that message. I hope you got it, to let you know that we're on standby to muscle up and do what we got to do. We went through this in Santa Barbara, and as a brother, Brother James Joyce is on the line. He's a past member of the administration for Senator Hannah Beth Jackson, and they had to be on the front lines and deal with this back in 2016, 2017. So he's very resourceful, a lot of the information, and knows the process very well. So just wanted to let brothers know that we have that resource on the line here. If Brother Dorsey, if you give him a platform to try to help brothers navigate through the system. But I also our Grand Charter member, Brother Tony Bernays, is on the line with us too. He was in Pasadena, and Brother Bernays, I haven't spoken with him, but it's good to see that he's on the line. He got my message. So I don't know his status right now, but I do know that he's on the line. But just want to let brothers know that Zada Lambda, we're here. We're glad to be a part of this brotherhood, glad to be a part of this movement. And, brothers, don't hesitate to call on us. We're trying to figure out, navigate in our own mindset, in our own backyard, what we can do to, one, protect each other, but at the same time, be resourceful to our brothers and to our community. So please don't hesitate to call me. Everybody knows how to get in contact with me. Thank you. Thank you, Brother Dorsey.
Thank you, Brother Quick. Go ahead, Brother District Director.
Greetings, brothers. Yeah, my brother lives in Altadena. He and his family has two daughters and a wife, and they got the call 3 o'clock in the morning, and they have been evacuated. They have not been able to get back to their home to see what the status is. So they're now out in North Hollywood in a hotel right now until they're going through all the things they need to go through. But at this point, they are currently displaced.
Okay. Brothers, we wanted to, it's hard for me to talk with the strength of voice, just considering all that brothers are experiencing. So we want to hold space for that. If you guys would kindly allow me, and I think Fred is still on the line, to navigate to the next part of our program. Go ahead, Fred.
Yeah, no, this is true brotherhood, and I'm deeply moved by all of the stories and experiences that the brothers have gone through. For this meeting, I also reached out to several brothers who are in the insurance space, one being Brother Ray Kaiser, another being Brother William Pitts, Brother Daryl Lenore, and then Brother Lewis Harris. Those are 4 brothers that I know that have been in the insurance industry to just give us some guidance, and particularly for the brothers that are going through this experience. Because as Brother Heyman mentioned and others, we all know the insurance game. And I'm seeing notes where insurance companies are canceling insurance. And so I don't know if there's the collective brothers in the insurance industry could give some general advice, and then definitely we want you all to be able to connect with each of these brothers and their families to provide some more direct assistance. That would be greatly appreciated. But Brother Dorsey, I don't know, I'll let you kind of navigate that a little more better.
Yeah, that's perfect. Before we get to the insurance, let me just do this. There are so many different ways to contribute. So just to be straightforward, brothers, here are the ways that we thought we might be able to ask you to contribute. Here are the ways. One of them is financially, okay? And if you are on the line and you have, this is going to be the hard part, brothers. So I wish that we could say that we had a monopoly on one place to go and contribute. We do not. There are so many different opportunities to contribute. And so if you have a way, I need you to put it into the chat right now. Okay? If you have a way, I need you to put it into the chat right now so that what I am about to put in front of you does not steal too much of the show. I know that our general president, Brother Metellus, I believe that the fraternity has a disaster fund. I believe you posted that there. Am I correct?
That is correct. I can repost it if you would like.
Please do that. We don't want to miss the opportunity to contribute there. I know that the Sims family has a ton of links that they have sent out. I know that the Heyman family has links. So here's what I'm going to do, just really quickly, because I don't know how to fairly do this. So y'all, please, just bear with me. I am going to share a document that has a list of all of the ones that we have received. Don't y'all get mad at me if you didn't make this list. I don't even know these. This is so unfair. But this gives you a sense, this is out of control, of the gravity of the need. I'm going to put that link in the chat.
Brother Dorsey. So
Yes, sir.
this is the collection of families in the Pasadena Altadena area that Brother Sims has put together.
Got it.
It's not, to my knowledge, it's not the list of brothers.
Okay. But thank you for clarifying that. So then let me, I hate to say this. Let me take this off the screen. With respect, Brother Sims. Ideally, our resources. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Brother Jackson.
No, go ahead. I don't want to cut you off. Go ahead.
Ideally, our resources will go to support the brothers that we have named. Ideally. Okay. And so is that what you were going to say, Fred?
Yes.
Okay. So we've got Brother Sims, we got Brother Heyman. I know, brothers, we already have these links. Would you put them in the chat, please? Please, please. We have the, and this is what I will do. I will kindly share those if you just give me the ability to do that. And this gives you an idea of what the need is. So the Taylors, which is one of our brothers, I don't know if the Taylors are online, but they've had 52 donations. Their goal is to get to 25K. If you feel inclined, help them get to 25K. That's the Taylors. I'm about to pull up, who else is next? Let me get back to the chat. Sims, is yours in the chat? Let me find it. This is the Hammond one. All right. So you guys can see, because everybody is not, they're at 18K trying to get to 25. Okay. Y'all seeing this? Is this helpful? This is actually really helpful for me, right? Because it helps me to understand who I could possibly give to. And then, and some of you guys have been asking, and then this is the Sims family. All right. They trying to get to 140. They're at 81. If you feel inclined, any other brothers got links that I need to put up here? The Coleman,
Brother Brian, yeah.
I'm here. All right. They don't even have a goal. It seems like they've disabled new fundraisers. Lord help them. Activate that thing again. Okay. I hope this is helpful. If this is helpful, please put helpful in the chat to help you to understand where to direct your contributions.
And if it's not helpful, what do we do?
Get rid of it. Okay.
No. I'm saying maybe there could be a collective sync.
A
collective link sent out, because this is going so fast. We can't, this is advertising, right. But we
can
Hold on. Thank you for that feedback. Go ahead, Fred.
So what I think we should do, work with Brother District Director Simon to have, well, let's start. There is the fraternities disaster relief fund, right? So we that is one link in which I believe all the brothers should be able to eventually get some assistance. Then we have these individual links, the GoFundMe. What we can do is work with Brother Simon to have those links distributed through his network and his newsletter. to every brother in the district.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Okay, thank you so much. So the idea that comes out of this is that the links that I have shown, this is the fraternity's disaster relief fund, and so I've put up 5 before you. Brother District Director will send that out, and then what I will do, because some people may not get that correspondence, we'll forward that to you as well. Okay, so thank you, brothers, for clarifying that. Okay, but I wanted to put it on screen so you know what it looks like. And I also wanted to do my best to make sure that, like, in real speed, you can see where brothers are at in their fundraising efforts. So we are as transparent as we can be, and so that if we do have a heart to contribute, we can do it with that kind of information. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing that at this moment. I'm going to move on to the insurance. Let me go ahead and take this. Yeah, go ahead.
Brother Chris Jackson has a hand
that's what I was going next.
But I was going to also say, it also gives us, by using Brother Simon's platform to disseminate information, we can also get the other links to the brothers who aren't on the call as well, and have those also disseminated. So, Brother Jackson.
Hey, Fred. Let me also say, isn't there a sheet of resources that you also have with the city of Los Angeles that we could put into the chat?
Let me find it. I'll put it in the chat.
All right. We're coming to the insurance people, but thank you guys for allowing us to navigate this. Go ahead, brother Chris Jackson, who is in charge of community development for the city of Los Angeles or Inglewood.
Yeah. I just had a quick question in regard to, and this would go to our General President Metellus, the disaster relief. I just left Atlanta, and there's a lot of things going on across the country. So it's not, obviously, we know we're talking about what's happening here in Southern California in particular. My question is whether or not the disaster relief, how are they partitioning off those funds?
So,
yeah.
No, I'm sorry, Brother Johnson, you were done. Jackson, you were done?
Yes.
So the process will be, when we call a properly called board meeting, the board will talk, and we'll, with the guidance of the district director and the regional vice president, look at the funds that we have available, distribute them accordingly by vote of the board, and then we'll micro target those needs. So if it's individual brothers, if it's communities that are impacted in general, there'll be really a strong recommendation coming from the chapter presidents and the districts that will guide what the board does. So the first part of that, and I appreciate the question. The first part of that is that in the near future, probably tomorrow or Saturday, we will make a grand appeal to the membership for funds to be received. And to Brother Dorsey's point, I don't think even if we raised $1 million tomorrow, it's still not enough, right? And then, but what we can do is we can start micro-targeting brothers, and not only brothers, but actually, I don't know if there are many widows of brothers, but we also need to keep a track of them as well. So those will be the opportunities that we'll work with the district director, we'll work with the regional vice president, and what I need the brothers to do, because I'm here, I'm not gonna go away. I want to make sure, but I don't know everybody, and I thank you, Brother Dorsey, and the brothers that put this together, but there are other brothers that I don't know about. And so we need to centralize and streamline the communication. I know your assistant vice president is on the call as well for the Western region, and I just want to acknowledge him. He will be a key component in that communication. And this is not Alpha's first disaster, nor will it be its last. I don't know what the Lord has planned for us next, but we'll be prepared, and we'll make sure those funds are properly allocated. So let me just say that as well, Brother Jackson, we're not necessarily starting from zero. I can't tell you the number right now because I haven't talked to the comptroller about it, but we're not starting with a fund of $0. We have some funds available from last I remember, but we will be working to receive some more. We're going to send a grand communication out from social media, email, and different things of that nature. But we have been observing, making sure that things have been in contact with the Western Regional Vice President, Brother Kimball, and we will continue that discussion tomorrow and see where we can provide the best resources. So I hope I answered your question, Brother Jackson. I know that was a long way to get there. I appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
And thank you, Brother Metellus, both Brother Jackson, myself, and other, I'm sure, other leaders from the Western region will be with you in some few short hours. So we hope that if there's anything that we can do to support some of that, we'll be able to do that. But thank you so much for kindly.
And like I said, Brother Dorsey, the way that we can support is find out who those brothers are, get them in a compacted kind of list, and then work from there. But we definitely, I want you to hear it directly from me. I am heartbroken, but I'm also thankful that so far the Lord has sought it good enough to spare all our brothers. So, I don't want, I can't imagine the loss, but more devastating would be to lose a brother to me in this situation, because too many people have already died. One was too many, and we just lift those up that have passed in prayer, but we're praying to keep all our brothers safe.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. All right, we got to press through here. Couple of things. We're going to talk about insurance. So I'm going to spotlight the insurance people. We got Ray Kaiser, Brother Will Pitts. If you would turn your screen on so I can see you, because I can't spotlight you if I don't. You can't see you.
Can you see me, Brother Ray Kaiser?
Yeah, I can see you, Ray. I was talking about Brother Will Pitts, who we also invited to talk. Yes. Everybody wants to pay attention in that particular space. And then for the recommendation in the chat to consolidate all of these onto a Google Sheet, we have received that. Let me just do this other last shameless plug. For those of you who have businesses, there are some disaster loan opportunities that also has been placed into the chat. I've shared that on the screen. If your business has been in some way impacted, you want to be able to take advantage of that. That's in the chat. And then lastly, there is a link in the chat that gives you resources like where you can get meals and animal boarding, things like that. Okay, so it would be to your advantage if you are in that space and know someone in that space right now. You want to take these links and push them. You absolutely can. I know we're going extremely fast, brothers. Please know we're doing our best to try to be mindful. For some people, it's midnight, and certainly we want to be good stewards of your time. And Brother Dana Johnson is here. Okay, we got the hard hitters in the room. Well, all right, so we're going to what we thought about was the reality that do me a favor, Brother Johnson put an emoji up, Brother Will put an emoji up, and Brother Ray Kaiser put an emoji up. That gives me so I can see y'all, because I can't see where y'all at.
And Brother Daryl Lenore.
And Brother Daryl Lenore. I'm gonna put y'all all on the screen at the same time. All right, there we go. I see you. Come on, other brothers. Put an emoji out. Touch your screen. Do something. All right. Do me a favor, the brothers who are co-hosting, if you could just kindly, there we go, help me spotlight these people. And we're using the add spotlight feature. Daryl Lenore, there you are, add spotlight. And then Will Pitts, where are you? There you are. All right. Oh, you beat me to it. Hold on, I got it. All right, here we are. We're gonna have a conversation about insurance. This is actually for everybody to know. And you guys can, rock, paper, scissors. Now let's be clear. Let me just be clear. All of you guys are contributing to this conversation. And so we know that you run an agency. We know you've been in the business for 900 years. We know that you know what you're talking about. So I think if we press past that into some general advice, that would be the best usage of our time. Okay. And so I'm going to randomly order it. I'm going to go Ray, Will, Dana, Daryl. Did you get it? Ray, Will, Dana, Daryl. And try not to say it all, brothers. All right. In fact, I'm gonna put y'all on a good timer because y'all so brilliant. You cannot silence an alpha once he starts talking. And so what I'm gonna do is so that we can create a fair opportunity for everybody to contribute, I'm actually going to leverage a timer. Is that okay, brothers? Please allow me to do this so we can get through this meeting. Is that okay, Ray, Dana, William, and Daryl? We all solid? All right. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for making the time. Ray, we starting with you.
Thank you for the time, Brother Dorsey, Brother Jackson. Yeah, I've been in insurance for 35 years. My very first cat was the Oakland Hills Fire, which is similar to what we're experiencing here in Southern California. What I can tell you about the marketplace right now. A lot of people have lost their insurance because State Farm, 70,000 people have been moved off the rosters. And a lot of other carriers have followed that because they weren't getting their proper rate, in terms of premium. Therefore, they said, you know what, we're going to walk away and we're not going to write this insurance. The reality here, brothers, is this, make sure that you document everything that you can imagine in your house. Everything. Right now that you're out of your house, write down every receipt that you go, if it's McDonald's, wherever you go, your hotel expenses, write it down, document it. Another thing that you need to understand, there are public adjusters out there. They're going to be roaming the neighborhood saying that, you know what, I can fight the insurance company for you. But guess what? 33% or more of that money that you get from the insurance company is going to go to them. And then you're going to have to figure out how to get the shortfall. So don't fall for these people saying, hey, I got you, we're going to fight. I would say you need to engage with the insurance company. You need to make sure that you have your policy. And if you don't have your policy, request a copy of the deck page. I'm going to afford myself to you. I know how to read policies. Leftward, all the way around. I understand that. You have coverage A is your house, coverage C is your contents, coverage D is your ALE. What is ALE? That's your additional living expense. That's going to cover you for a hotel, then finding you a like-kind house to stay in or an apartment to stay in while you rebuild. So don't fall for the okie doke, because there's folks out there, they're piranhas. They're going to promise you the world, and they can't really come up with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to take up a lot of time. All I can say is, if you need me, I'm not charging anything. I want to help my brothers. I will sit down. I will drive to you wherever you are. I live in South LA. I will come to you. We'll look at that policy. That way we can kind of figure out what you have. That way, when you have that conversation with that adjuster, you will know what to say. We can arm you with that information. So that's all I can share right now.
Thank you so much. Coming over to you, Brother Pitts.
Thank you. Brother Kai's actually, he shared a lot of good information in there. One thing up front is to realize that the insurance companies will not come into the areas until it is safe. That means they won't get out there until they're able to get out into the neighborhoods and assess the damage, etc. So what you want to do is you want to definitely make sure that you're taking inventory of the contents of your home, what was in there. As brother already said, any type of receipts. You also want to have, because you're no longer at that address. So when those funds, those checks start coming in, you're going to want to make sure there's an address where that can be sent. So you need to figure that out. Obviously, contact information. You're going to live by your phone, your cell phones right now. So you want to make sure that you have a good number for your insurance company. The other thing is, don't file a claim. File your claim and then let the process kind of go from there. If you have questions, obviously you have brothers that you can reach out to and they can answer those questions. But get the ball rolling in regards to just filing your claim. Another thing Brother Kaiser already said is ask for a copy of your policy, so you know, in fact, what it actually covers and what it does not cover. What is my deductible? How much is that? Those are important things that you will need to know. Other things, and I think he already said, beware of some of the contractors. The insurance companies will have contractors that they have an agreement with. That doesn't necessarily mean that you need to go with them, but there are contractors that are working with various insurance companies. And so what you want to be really is if you have these independent contractors coming out to you and say, I can do this or I can do that. Quite frankly, what I would say is put up your spider senses, be leery. Hear them out, but don't make any kind of commitment until you actually have had the necessary conversations with your insurance company and what they are indicating needs to be done and what are the next steps. That's all I got right now.
Thank you so much, Brother Johnson. There's a question in the chat that you may want to respond to. One of the impacted persons says, what are the typical pitfalls to try and navigate in this stage with insurance carriers?
What's up, everybody? My heart goes out to all of you guys. One of the things I would say is, especially in light of, the craziness that's going on, if you can't find a pen, you can't find any, just take your phone, use the voice recorder on your phone, and mentally go through every room of your house and just start doing a brain dump of everything that you can think of, all of your valuables that you have, so that at least you are processing through all of that stuff. And then you can write it down, at a later date and time when the claims adjuster contacts you. Second thing, if you're with one of the preferred carriers, your State Farm, your Allstate, your Farmers, call your agent first. That's my recommendation. Like a couple of the other brothers said, yes, you will have a bunch of contractors coming through the area. Try your best to work through your agent. That is your advocate. That's why you're paying the premiums that you're paying. Let your agent do his or her job to try to make sure that, you're getting taken care of. And then what else was I going to say? Those would be the main things. The next thing I would say is, if you haven't had a total loss, if there is an opportunity for you to salvage whatever it is that you can salvage, if it's smoke damage, if there's water damage, any of those things that you can do to try to begin the mitigation process for your claim, you want to start doing some of that stuff yourself. Save every receipt that you have, whether it's food, clothing, hotel, you got to rent a car, every receipt you have. And again, use your phone, take a picture of those things so that at least you are keeping as many and as good a records as you possibly can. In terms of pitfalls, my experience, I would say, what's going on is obvious. All you have to do is when you call and you talk to the claims adjuster or your agent, I was impacted. My house burned down. You don't have to go through a whole bunch of details. Tell them less is more as it relates to filing claims. My house burned down. We got a lot of smoke, and let them come in, the adjusters come in and do their job and adjust the claims. Contrary to popular belief, insurance companies are not trying to not pay claims, right? The challenge comes when it's you and that adjuster has 500 other claims they're trying to adjust at the same time, and your need is just as important as everybody else's. So as much patience as you could possibly have during that space and time, you want to execute that. But insurance companies are not trying to not pay your claim. That's the biggest thing that I've experienced. And just in hearing, people that think that insurance companies are against them, and that's not the case.
Thank you so much, Brother Johnson. All of you have put your contact information in the chat. Please, brothers, because we talked about the scenario, I'm coming to you, Brother Lenore, last, and thank you so much for your patience. This is helpful for people who may be at risk of evacuating as well. So don't think that just because you haven't been impacted at this time that you shouldn't be listening. All right. So please gather this in the event that it might become really useful to you. Prayerfully, it won't. But in the case it does, you will have wanted to have listened. Go ahead, Brother Lenore.
Well, I'll keep it short. All the other speakers have really covered the issues. I was just going to say, always be sure to file a claim first before you go through FEMA, because FEMA requires that the claim be filed. Other than that, everything is a repeat. Just request a copy of your deck page from your agent, and so you can understand the policy, read and understand it. Be careful of the contractors coming out. They will try to take advantage of you. Save receipts for all additional living expenses, hotel costs, fast food, mileage. If you have to drive further distance to work, start making a list of all your personal items. Go to room mentally in order to cover the cost of personal items, including food. Insurance companies are working overtime to reach insurance. So try to keep your phone close. Once your claim is reported, if they missed a call, it may take hours to days for them to follow up with you because it's on a rotational basis. Other than that, I'd say reach out to me. I left all this information already in the chat. I left my phone number, my email. I'll also be in Pasadena tomorrow at the Flint Ridge Center, where we're doing volunteer work, handing out goods and service to people in need. And so we're accepting volunteers, and we're accepting donations for non-perishable food and necessary items. All right.
Thank you so much, Brother Lenore, Brother Pitts, Brother Johnson, and Brother Kaiser. Thank you guys so much. Your expertise is absolutely needed. And we will distribute, I'm sure our district director and communications team will distribute your information as a resource to others. Thank you so much for not making us pay you for that advice. But this is something that I think every brother has been able to benefit from. We are drawing to a close. Before I do that, I want to be sure to acknowledge the presidents of the Western Region Assistant Vice President, who will offer some brief comments, and then Fred will offer some closing comments, and then I am going to say a prayer as we pray out. Please, I know if you have any kind of theological, I wish I don't know if our chaplain is here, but yeah, we'll probably do that if he is. Brother Jackson, did you want to talk before the AVP?
Yeah, just real quick, because it's in line with what was happening before. Okay. Listen, one of the things that, and I'll be really, really quick, but when things happen to other folks, these are precursors or warnings to all of us, right? So as we listen to all of this, go take pictures of your home, make sure you inventory things. Don't wait until you get down the line to have to, and I think this is a cautionary tale for all of us as fraternity brothers, that we need to be a little bit more diligent with our own personal. We take these things for granted, and then when they come, they overwhelm us. So for all the brothers on the line, my suggestion, I've started doing it myself, is take an inventory of your house, go take pictures of them, have documentation for things just in case, because you never know when that ember might land on your front lawn. So that was it, Brother Dorsey, thank you.
That's helpful, thank you so much. Now, introducing the one and only Western Region Vice President, Brother Sine Zindingle, to offer some brief comments.
Good evening, brothers. Apologies for being on my phone. I'm right outside my hotel in New York. But first and foremost, I want to say that there is absolutely nothing that I can say to make you feel better. There is absolutely no poem I can recite that will allow you to bring back all your lost possessions. But I want to say I hear you. We hear you as a brotherhood. And what I will also say is that I'm encouraged by the spirit of Brother Kaiser and Brother Pitts in offering their services when it comes to insurance policies. I am encouraged by seeing Brother Dorsey step in and step up when it comes to creating this platform and this space for brothers to grieve and mourn together. I'm encouraged by seeing our leadership, General President Metellus and past General President Tillman, in offering their presence, although they are in a different region, although they are many hours ahead of the Pacific Standard Time, still mourning and showing that they really care about the Western region. This is the spirit of Alpha. This is what we embody. This isn't just lip service, brothers. And I just want to thank you for showing me this as a brother who's been in the fold for 2 years. This is where we come together, and this is where we show what manly deeds, scholarship, and love for all mankind means. So, thank you for showing me this brotherhood is stronger than ever. Let's continue to support one another and just show what our collective action can do. And before I close, there's a Bible passage that comes to mind in Proverbs, and it says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, lean not on your own understanding. With all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will make your path straight." So brothers, I understand you may be doubting God and you may be frustrated with God, but I encourage you to keep trusting in Him. I encourage you to keep trusting in Him because He will make your path straight. With that being said, brothers, thank you for this opportunity to speak. I hope to see you soon. God bless.
Yeah, absolutely. Brother Jackson, full disclosure, I'm in the
You got it.
Delta Lounge, and they told me they're closing in 2 minutes. You got to talk quick because I got to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
Well, let me
please.
do this because I'm in the JetBlue lounge. But I do want to give Brother James Joyce just a quick second to provide some words regarding how to approach and deal with FEMA and other governmental assistance.
You got it.
He is a former chief of staff to an assembly person here in the state. And so, Brother Joyce, if you don't mind, then we'll wrap it up.
Indeed, I served as district director to the state senator who was the chair of the emergency management committee when the Thomas fire came through the Ventura County, Santa Barbara County area. Very familiar. All this information is absolutely on point and great. I think one of the best things that we can do is remember that after, quite frankly, helping hundreds of families navigate the insurance process and the various issues that have come up and arise during these kind of disasters, it's just important to remember to keep your wits about you. Remember to breathe, because often we get caught up in the thing, and I've seen it with the professionals who train to do this on a daily basis. They forget to breathe. And so when you can remember that in the midst of all of this, it is very important to do so. But also understanding that there are resources out there to help you. Definitely lean on the professional things. Anything that says gov is probably going to be your friend right now, as far as information and resources, as far as FEMA, as far as the Department of Insurance. There are people there. And then finally, I think that the staff members of your local elected officials, so your assembly members, your senators, they have staff members who are there to help you navigate these problems and systems. They have all been trained by our staffs who went through this when we did it. And so they're there, they know how to navigate these systems, they know where the oil needs to be put on the wheels. And so make sure that those are some resources that you don't forget that you can have as well. Thank you all. Continue to stay strong and do what we do as Alphas.
All right.
Brother
Thank
Dorsey,
you so much.
go ahead.
Hey, guys. Hey, listen. This has been phenomenal. I'm hoping they ain't going to stop me from praying this meeting now. So let me close this door. Let's pray and close this meeting. God, we've done our part. We've come together. We have translated thought and concern into action. We have availed our expertise. We have surrendered our time. Now, would you be a miracle worker and show us what happens when this brotherhood comes together and dares to see one another and serve one another? Thank you for this sacred 100+ year bond that sets a standard for us to rise to. And thank you for giving us an opportunity to take it higher. Would you kindly let all of us get to our homes safely? Would you make our rest peaceful? And when you make the next days ahead ones that we can look back and say, you did it again. We love you. In Jesus' name.